no, nice spot. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks for jumping in so much. And I mean, you're giving your time here to me, which I really
No,
appreciate.
that's all
And
right. Not a problem.
yeah, look, like I mentioned to you, all I really want to do is I'm just going around to a few members who have been in the circle for a while and have worked with us, and I just want to get a bit of honest, like live feedback on your
Mm,
experience. And
yep.
I mean, we can do. It's just going to be. I'm not going to take too much of your time, but I
No,
just
you're right.
open the floor a little bit and see. Karen, you've been with us for probably, oh, gosh, close to a year, I'd say, right? It would
I
be.
don't. Oh, look, I don't know. I haven't actually looked.
Yeah, I feel
A
I,
little
I feel
while.
like I know you've
Yeah.
been around to our calls for so long. But
Mm,
yeah. So like, if anyone's gonna, have an idea of what we're like and things, it's gonna be someone like yourself. So,
okay.
um,
Yeah.
look, how about just a bit of an introduction to yourself,
Yep.
what
No
you do
worries.
for business, and then we'll kind of just get into things.
Okay. Well, I'm based in Melbourne and I've got a really unusual business. I'm a tea leaf reader is what I do day to day, so with personal clients. But my Shopify store is tealeafreader.com. And what that is, it's all sorts of tea leaf reading products, and that goes right down to what we call fortune teller teacups, and they have images and things inside them. But I also designed and create oracle cards and things like that. Started doing online side of it back in 2012, actually.
Right.
Um, Long time Etsy seller. That's where I first started out with selling goods and things like
Mhm.
that. But over the years, since sort of 2012, 2014, Etsy's not what it used to be.
Mm.
Etsy now, you might as well call it another eBay because
Yeah.
that's basically what it is. So a couple of years ago, I decided let's open up a Shopify store, but it was just limping along really, and it was just a young guy actually. It was he based in Pakistan actually, and he helped set it all up. So and look, it
Was
was
that through
great.
Fiverr or one of those kind of?
No, no, he was actually just in the same Etsy group
Okay.
as
Yep.
me.
Cool.
And yeah, he wasn't on Fiverr or anything like that. I'm always scared of them sorts of things because I hear all sorts of horror stories where people spam your stuff and then they keep hitting people up for money, money, money. So, no, I won't touch anything like that.
Yeah.
So, look, I know a lot of people probably do, and I've seen it in different Facebook groups, but no, that's not for me.
Right.
I'm too cautious for that sort of thing. So, but
Yeah.
it was limping along, wasn't doing much at all. And then I'd come across Paul actually in Shopify Australia, the Facebook group,
Yep.
and then I started watching and seeing and things like that. So, and then had some private messages with Paul and yourself. I remember
Yeah,
going
yeah, yeah,
back a
yeah. We
while.
kind of said it, yeah.
Yeah, and so then it was like, okay, let's instead of sinking money into Etsy and stuff like that, let's start pouring it more into the Shopify store. So that's what we've done. So, and
Yeah,
I've got you guys the $1 million conversion template.
yeah,
That
yeah,
has made a massive difference. That one, yeah,
yeah. I'm gonna share my screen in a little bit and go
yeah,
through it because
yeah.
it looks unbelievable. But what
But it
made you
was
kind of? Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just that it was. I only had basic old Dawn template from
Yeah,
Shopify, which I
yeah,
know 90% of people start out with,
of course.
and but it really wasn't shopper friendly, buyer friendly, and it wasn't. And like to try and navigate to find products was terrible.
Mm.
Yeah. So the templates made a massive difference. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that look,
Yeah.
that's the classic experience for most people who we chat with, like that are in the
Yeah.
majority of people are going to be in that beginner phase, just
Absolutely.
how it works.
Yeah.
And yeah, look, people don't really, you don't know what you don't know.
No.
Get in there.
No.
So most people start with like the Dawn, the free themes.
Yeah.
And the reality is, even if you spend a bit of money on the themes, they're very limited, like you've probably experienced, and
Yeah.
it makes it very hard for anyone who's trying to get a website going by themselves, really.
It was. And
Yeah.
I found I couldn't actually go in and edit stuff because the way this other fellow had set it up was code. And I'm a numbnut when it comes to stuff like that. So it was like,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it was good to
yeah,
change it.
absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, most people are not coders. Like our dev, this is what I say to everyone. Our dev team sits there 24/7 coding.
Oh,
That's their
absolutely.
job, and it's a
Yeah.
full-time job. So if you're a
Yeah.
business owner, you just can't afford to learn how to do, like,
No,
it's going to take too much time, right?
no,
Uh,
no, because I make my own stuff here. You see, that's the thing. Everything's made in-house. Yeah.
you're a
So
busy woman.
yeah,
Almost.
so it's like, I only said this the other day. I'm thinking, I'm a designer, I'm a creator, I have to sew, then I have to think, okay, how do I do the ad creatives and things like that? And it's just overload.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, that's so great. Look, the way people make their websites a lot these days, a lot of what we do does come down to a bit of custom coding, but it's so
yeah.
important to make it, and we'll talk about the template in a little
Mm,
bit, how that helped you,
mm,
but um, one of the most important things is that on the back end of the store for any regular, Aussie family-based
mm.
business, is that it's easy for you to use moving forward.
Yeah,
You need to have the functionality, but you have to be able to use it moving forward.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it
So,
was also the big thing was customer friendly
yeah,
because different people, I'd get messages and they say, oh, but I've seen this advertised, but I can't find it.
yeah,
And to navigate was terrible.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
So,
What do you
mm,
think? Okay, this is more of a feeling thing, but I know
mm,
you mentioned that other people would kind of solicit you for work in the other groups and things like that, and then eventually you spoke with us, heard Paul speak. What was it about us that made you feel like we were worth kind of continuing that conversation with, and then eventually working with
yeah.
us, etc.
Um, the fact that you're Australian based.
Yeah,
So, yeah, because most of my products, 90% of it, not at the moment, but 90% of my stock went to USA, Canada, and UK.
yeah,
And not a lot here in Australia. But
mm,
I found when you're searching for different people, help assistance and development, most of it was overseas, and
mm,
I thought, no, I need local time zones. So whether you guys were in Melbourne or whether it was Brisbane, Sydney, Adelaide, wherever, I wanted the Australian time zones, so to
yeah,
be able to relate. But the other thing is too, Aussies tend to understand Aussies and what we need, and even in some of our very basic slang, we'll ask for things, and other people in other countries have no clue what we're talking
yeah.
about. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. We even have some people in our team aren't Australian, and
yeah,
we're teaching them slowly the slang and stuff, and then they start speaking to us with the slang, and
yeah.
it's a
It's
bit
funny
of
when you
a,
hear it.
yeah, no,
Yeah, but
yeah.
it was keeping it in Australia because again the time zone, but at least
Mm,
Australian base understands other Australian base. Mm,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Cool. So for those watching, Karen has been part of the e-commerce circle. If you don't know the e-commerce circle, that's our private community where we help mentor Australian-based e-com biz owners with Shopify stores. And it's just anything from strategy and guidance to on-hands work on how to grow e-commerce businesses. And we cover a lot of things. So Karen, for you, what's been the most helpful thing outside of the template? We'll talk about the template in a
yeah.
minute, go through the website, but outside of that, what has been the most helpful thing for you in the e-commerce circle that maybe you couldn't have gotten if you didn't end up engaging us?
It's the community within the circle. And it's like when I join Zooms, I try and join the Zoom calls, lessons, whatever you call them, Zoom
Yeah,
calls,
yeah, yeah, yep,
as
yep.
many as I can,
Mhm.
because even though it might be not one area that I thought, oh, I don't really need that area, but I'm still finding gold nuggets of information
Yeah,
every single time, every call. But it's the accessibility to so much experience when you've got all your developers and meta ads and designers and all of that, the brand playbook and things that Chris puts in as well,
yeah,
that I wouldn't have seen and never seen anywhere else. So, but it's knowing that no question's a dumb question too, because like I said,
yep.
I'm a real numbnut in this sort of area. Yeah, I am. Plus, I'm old.
Oh, don't say
but
that.
but
Oh my
but
gosh.
I look at stuff and I'm thinking I wouldn't know the first thing about it.
Mm,
But I've learnt so many things. Like I had no idea, even when I first started, I'd never heard of the term backlinks.
yeah,
And I'm thinking, what are backlinks? Had no idea. What's page indexing? No idea.
yeah.
So it's like learning that technical side,
Mm, mm,
even though, like I said, it's not an area where I'd touch, but it was just understanding it more. But
yeah,
I suppose and I've said this to Paul, I said it feels like a group hug and a warm family with a cheer squad.
yep.
Yeah.
Very much so.
You know, and that's what I said. No business idea is dumb, no question is dumb, and you're not treated as such. And I find that particularly what I do was a big touchy area, because a lot of people look at doing what I do, or because it's in the realm of spirituality, and
Mm,
some people call
mhm.
it fortune telling,
Yeah,
and it's often an industry that's poo-pooed by a lot of people.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No,
And
very polarizing.
it is, and I was sort of worried about it, and I thought, oh, these people don't think I'm off my tree. They think I'm nuts, that shit crazy, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah,
We,
yeah,
we we love good people and we fill the community with good people
yeah,
because
yeah,
that's
right,
the kind of feel that we want that you
yeah,
just described. Like we want
yeah,
people to support each other and we very
yeah,
much understand. Look, people come in
mm,
and the ones who come in want to learn because they don't know.
yeah.
So
No,
there's
I wouldn't have a
no
clue. Yeah,
and there's nothing
yeah,
wrong about that.
yeah,
The awesome thing is that you're doing something about it and you're getting in there
yeah,
and you're learning. And
yeah,
I'm going to jump into your website and share my screen in a second, but
yeah.
I think that's a testament to like a little bit of what we do in what you said that, you're not a tech savvy person.
No,
Well, you'd say that yourself and you're of mature age. I'm not going to use the O word, but a lot of people will come to us and say, I don't think this is possible anymore. Like,
mm,
can I do this?
mm,
Um,
yeah,
like, all these kind of questions. And I say, well, look, a lot of the people, pretty much everyone that we work with, we're not tech people. We're not,
no,
savvy ecom,
no,
young people who, grind away 24/7 doing this. Most people,
no,
they're just regular Aussie people who
yeah,
are building a business and need a bit of
mm,
help doing it.
yeah, yeah. And like I said, mine's a difficult industry.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is
A
very
very, very
difficult.
interesting niche. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So, but I've seen some massive growth, particularly in the last few months since we've
that's
started
awesome.
the meta ads and things like that too.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect. And
yeah.
how's that going? Are you running those yourselves or do you have Lockie on
I'm
board?
running it myself, but I did
Awesome.
take the special with Lockie and Sophie
Yeah.
to
Nice.
do the setup, because again, even looking at the meta ads, and I'm looking at all, and I've done through the courses too. That's a bonus too when you're doing the
Yeah.
e-commerce, all those courses. That's huge. And I'd gone through that, and then I started clicking away, following steps, and I thought, oh no, too dark an area for me. So it was like easier for me to say, okay, you guys set it up, because I have no clue.
Yeah.
And the way everything's changing, and like Meta's a constant evolving, and they've introduced all the AI stuff, and I'm thinking, oh, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
Because I don't know which area to
Yeah.
touch.
Who knows?
And it was like, no, this is too much of a dark horse for me. So it was like, you handle that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
this is why Paul's vision on this is that, he's been through it all, he's done this all at a high level,
yeah,
but he's not the specialist in every area. So we
no,
just surround ourselves with people like Lockie and Sophie with Meta,
yeah, yeah,
a bunch of everyone in every different
absolutely,
area. And like these guys, for everyone watching, these specialists for Meta or Google or email, they all do just that for ecom business
yeah,
24/7. So when they come to the
yeah,
community and they coach and give feedback and help people like Karen, it's because that is all they do. They're specialists. They keep up with it. And we're
yeah,
like, instead of you guys, like, you don't want to be a full-time Meta person with your business. Let's
no,
just get you what you need done and then
yeah,
make this possible for you to run. So
absolutely,
yeah,
yeah,
appreciate that feedback. But I'm going to go ahead
yeah,
and share my screen now, Karen, because this is
yeah,
honestly like, I I remember when we first started chatting. So I've seen like the kind of the growth in
yeah,
just from the website presence alone. So this is awesome.
good,
But for everyone watching, can you see my screen
yeah,
now, Frida?
yeah.
Cool. So this website, after everything we've heard, would you believe, guys, that Karen built this herself? Um, this is like this is
There was
awesome.
a lot of guidance here.
A lot of yeah, of course there's guidance, but you know, I think this is just truly awesome. You've done such a good job, and it's a work that continues to be optimized. We keep improving it, but my gosh, the difference is just so amazing.
Yeah.
Going to
But even the guidance, like even from Shane and Chris McLean, that was colours, themes,
yeah,
styles.
yeah,
Because
you did everything.
even with a lot of my imagery, there were different backgrounds and that, and it was like, okay, needs continuity. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's awesome. I think I found a little thing here. I got to log in.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's go back here. Where have I gone? Is it .com.au?
No, just .com.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
gone to $1 million store. We'll have to have a look at
Oh,
that.
oh, okay.
Frida Cool. But I mean, just
Yeah.
landing on this instantly, like the experience is,
Mm.
even the H1 and H2, I can see you've worked on that a fair
Yeah.
bit. You've got nice menus.
Yeah.
It looks pristine.
Mm.
We've got our trust icons here, story
Yeah.
about you, our
Yeah.
featured products. This is all following. So for those watching, we have what we call our high converting framework. So when we build Shopify websites from scratch, we have a dev team who sit in there and we custom code about 400 to 500 things when we build websites. And these are all what we call like conversion elements. So things that are going to make the website function better. And the better it functions, the higher your conversion rate will be because the shopping experience is easier and better. And what we've done is we put these 400 to 500 things into a template, and that's what Karin has used here. So this template, like Karin mentioned, so you've done no coding, I believe.
No,
No
no,
coding, and
no.
you followed guides, got
Yeah.
support. Tell me about
Yeah.
that.
Well, like I said, there was a few areas when I was looking in it and it said code, and I'm thinking, what do I do there? So then I put my questions into the e-commerce group about the Shopify themes and things because of all the different chapters in the e-com circles. Amazing.
Yeah.
And it was like, what do I do here? So then it was like, okay, yep, you do this, this, and this, and then it helped, like different things, even the colours, like the colours of the badges and
Mm,
the click bars and things like that.
yeah.
Um, and it's my, like I said, I was very conscious of it because of the industry I'm in.
Yeah.
A lot of the websites that you see will have either lots of the bold electric blues, or they'll be dripping in purples and candles and velvet cloths and all the real witchy type things that people expect. And I didn't want to be cliche, so
Mm, mm.
so it was like tailoring it so it looked and flowed, just like tea. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. That's good.
yeah,
This is awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Well, good job.
Mm.
I mean, this is really the best part about this is seeing the
Yeah.
end result. To this is a creation. This template, it was created because we saw an issue with people. Like when we coach them, we can say this is how you build. This is how we build websites. We can build them. We can say this is what's included. But
Mm.
then to show you how to actually do
Mm.
it yourself is very hard
Yeah.
because coding is involved,
It is.
unfortunately. And
Mm.
it's just awesome to see that from that, we've created this template that has everything coded in for you. And on the back end, what did it take for you to be able to build this on the back end?
I had to really sit and study,
Yep.
and it was like also the selection options, like where
Yep.
we've got that banner at the top there, this one that scrolls through.
Yep.
They didn't have to have that. I had the choices. You can have them either static, you can have
Yep.
scrolling
Yep.
banners and all that. So it was like, okay, what do I want to get the message across?
Mm.
And that was it. But yeah, I had to then look, and then I thought, okay, redo all my imagery. That wasn't
Yeah.
that hard. It took a bit of time, but it wasn't that hard.
Mm. I do like the
Yeah, and it
photos.
was like
Great photos.
having the layout, but I think too, it's like anyone watching, just because mine's laid out like this, the
Mm.
template's not stuck or locked in place like this.
Yeah.
And that was a good thing. Like, it was up to me. Did I want 3 things there? Did I want one thing? Did I want them scrolling automatically? Did I want them clicked? So it was a lot of options, which was good.
Yeah.
And even where I changed like the blog things the other day, where you have in your template all the different options of blogs, whether you want them in list view or icon view
Mm.
or picture view. There was a lot of variety.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Beautiful.
yeah, but it was me just putting in the time, which it had to be.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
And look, I know a lot of people have said to me when we're talking about this, like they're kind of worried they get handed this and then they're just kind of left in the lurch a little bit, like what to do
Oh,
next,
no,
which
no, no.
how has the support been? Because that's a big part of what we do in
Oh,
this school.
huge.
Yeah.
Huge support. Because, like I said, when I come from Dawn, then I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, oh gosh, this looks like a big beast. But then it was like breaking it down. I thought I had to put in little pieces. What did I want in that section there? And again, if I didn't know, I just asked.
Yeah.
And like I said, being again the Australian time zone, I didn't have to wait days and days for someone to help or answer. But the
Yeah.
other nice thing is too, though, in the community, with so many other businesses that have been there a long time, been around a long time, who are really tech savvy, other people, new areas, if I didn't. And so you got
Yep.
sort of that community feel of experienced sellers who'd say, well, I do mine like this, maybe this will help. And that was good too. Yeah. And it's the
Absolutely.
same like with the meta ads. And I put up an ad and say, okay, guys, here's my image I'm thinking of loading. Give us your feedback. What's wrong with it? What can I change? And again, it's good to see all the other people have input, because you're looking at it from a buyer's perspective as well as a tech
Yep.
perspective.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But for those who might not understand how the community works, basically, look, it's full of a lot of our coaches, obviously, who, we run live coaching calls on all the different topics. We have the course content, but the community is what I found. People come for the education and the help and the growth,
mm,
and then they stay for the community. Obviously, that helps in the growth as well. But it's
yeah.
being around the e-commerce can be a very lonely place because if you don't have people around you doing it, right?
It
And
is.
we've really made sure to fill this up with people who we genuinely think are just great people that we can get
Yeah,
along with. And inside there, those relationships you get with these other businesses just helps you to keep growing. If you know
huge.
the saying iron sharpens iron. You've got other
Yep.
business owners in there who are doing awesome, and they give you, you're just connecting with them and seeing what they're doing that's working. The whole point
Oh,
here, we share what works,
yeah,
and
it
that's
does.
good.
It does. Because you don't really want to rely on friends and family,
No,
because
they don't do that. They're not in
you,
this.
you
Yeah.
really don't, because
No.
it's a bit like, if you have that person or an acquaintance or whatever, and you say, I'm thinking of doing this, and then you got the condescending feedback. Oh, that sounds, and then it's like, oh, that sounds really
They
great,
have no
but
idea what's
why?
possible. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's like, no, don't go to the friends and family, because
Yeah, they might not see your
no,
goal or your
no,
vision. Yeah.
no, they won't have the same idea because they're not in the space.
No,
That's
this is
the
really
thing.
about sharing a vision with other people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like-minded. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. I,
So
I guess last thing, Karen, before I let you go, and this has been really awesome, and I
yeah,
just love hearing this kind of feedback is for anyone who may be on the edge of, I think we're doing our last season of the challenge for the year coming
yep,
up next week.
yep.
And there's a few people on the edge of like, should I do this now? Should I do it later? Should I do it at all? Will this actually help me? Anyone who's on that edge of making a decision, what would you say to them to kind of push them over?
I'd say
This
don't
week?
delay. I wouldn't delay it.
Yeah.
No,
Sooner the
honestly,
better.
I wouldn't delay. I'm the world's worst procrastinator. Yeah, I am. But I look at it where I did procrastinate, probably late last year, where I procrastinated. I missed out on thousands of potential dollars. That's
Mm.
that's the thing,
Yep.
because and I'll be real, when you're looking at that, and it's like, I shouldn't have procrastinated so long. So it's like, I actually printed up a thing one day, and it's actually in the Shopify Facebook group, and
Yeah.
it's like, I'd actually put up a banner and said, anyone, print this, stick it on the fridge. Procrastination is the thief of all time.
Yeah, it really is.
And it is, but it's also, procrastination really is the thief of all dollars.
I mean that's so true. Some people just don't understand. Like if you've got a
No,
business and it's already
yeah,
it's going right now,
yeah,
and your website's no good.
mm, yeah,
Imagine in 3 months' time, if you had a good website, every month you're missing that amount
yeah.
of money you could be making with
Well,
that website.
mine tripled
Really?
the dollars. It literally did. It tripled the dollars. So, from going from my old stuff and lack of knowledge and how to do things, how to display it, making it so it's clickability for the customer. Um, because at the end of the day, you're in e-commerce business to make money, for
Yeah.
the friends, family, your retirement fund, what have you. You need that. It's like, what is the fastest way to the shopping cart?
Mm.
And I know that
Hmm.
sounds bad, but
No.
it went triple the speed. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
As a business
yeah,
owner,
yeah.
we should not be afraid about talking about optimizing to make more
Yeah.
money. Like that's what
That's
we're.
what we do, but it's what we're in it for. It's not a
Yeah.
love job. Yes, mine's a love job and a passion, that
Of
it's
course,
a
that's what
passion.
makes it easy to
Yeah,
do.
but it was a
You know?
it's always
Yeah.
been a passion project for me. And but yeah, the procrastination I did by not, and I probably procrastinated about 3 or 4 months. It wasn't days. Of will I, won't I, will I, won't I, but it did mean loss of triple the income. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's so
yeah,
awesome. Glad that we've got him
yeah,
there. And
yeah.
yeah, for those who are thinking, well, it's for
Mm.
me, it's not about money, it's about getting my message out there. Think of it this way:
Absolutely.
the way to get your message out there as a business is to sell
Yeah,
more of your stuff.
Yeah, it
So
is.
if that's
Yeah,
what you want, you got to sell more.
yeah,
So that's what this is all about.
yeah. But it's also too, you've got to be prepared to put in some dollars to make
Oh,
more. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
You can't. It won't go on a wing and a prayer. No,
no, because you just
no.
stand to make more
Yeah,
mistakes and you lose
yeah.
money in the long term by doing that.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I've probably done that even recently with even just some of my ads, and I'm thinking, okay, it wasn't clear enough.
Mm-mm.
The headings were not clear enough. They didn't speak what I wanted to speak. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we changed a lot of it, and then it's again the numbers and the click rate's gone huge. So yeah,
Awesome. Good on you.
yeah,
Well, Karen,
yeah.
I'll end it there. That has been so awesome.
Fabulous.
Thank you for the
Thank
time
you.
so much. Thanks for joining in. This is such a
No,
help.
it's been a
Um,
pleasure. So
Beautiful. And anyone who's watching, and if you're interested in getting the same sort of help that Karen did with her website, the branding and meta ads and everything else, I'm going to leave a link for the challenge in the comments. And this is open. I
yeah,
think we're kicking off next week, so you've got a few days to still get in before we close up
absolutely.
the entrance for that. Otherwise, I'll see you in there, Karen. Thank you so
No
much,
worries.
and have a
Thank you.
great rest of your day.
You too.
All
Bye
right.
for
Yeah.
now.
See ya.